right, you guys, podcast time.
Choose quieter.
Fucking podcasting right now.
Chew quieter.
And now, to the podcast studio.
All right, we are back with Chew Quieter. We were off last week because Armando was out of town, and apparently, according to Armando and Chris, I had a sex change. So,
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
we think so because I thought it was like an LBGTQ ABCDEFG episode and host. When I came on, when I saw the red glasses, I'm like, what the fuck? What happened?
yeah, new frames.
And then I hear, oh, when you moved, I'm like, oh, is that in the midsection? Did you actually get it?
No,
Well,
it's
now I got a little bit of it. I had to tuck the rest of it.
Is it the rabbit vibrating?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, before we lose our sponsor, which is liftedforless.com, let me talk about them really quick. Liftedforless.com is your one-stop online marketplace for top quality parts and accessories for your Jeep, Bronco, and truck. Carrying great brands like Rock Crawler Suspension, Savvy Offroad, and Rigid Industries, and much, much more. Give them a shout. Go online. Check them out. Liftedforless.com. Hey, I got to change up the glasses a little bit. I can't always just have black frames.
It's like calling you Elton John.
At least they're not blue.
I wish I could get some at Walmart to do that.
So here's the funny thing. So I ordered 2 sets of glasses, one for like sunglasses and then these. So I get the first package I get, it's not these. So I'm thinking, all right, it's the sunglasses one. So I open up the box, and they're lady frames. They sent me the whole entire wrong order.
Yeah, and you're still wearing them. So what's that? Why are we not recording this?
They couldn't
Oh, it's being
exchange
recorded.
those?
Good.
They couldn't exchange those for men's?
No. It's to match his purse.
It was that discount. He must have bought them at Walmart and somebody
Yeah.
substituted his order.
He's got
You
a
know,
red
that's
purse
the last-
to go with it.
It's the last BOGO I'll ever fucking buy.
Are those for the Richard Simmons line?
Yeah.
In
The
memory.
remembrance line.
Memory.
This was part of the Limp Bizkit thing back in the day.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So, as everyone can see, we have a fourth person with us today, and this is Mr. Ray Carter.
Hey,
He
how are
is,
you? Glad to be here.
All right, man. Good to see you again.
Who's this Ray guy?
I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So, I mean, when I find out, I'll let you know. But at least I don't got the red frames.
That's
Oh,
it.
shit. All right, I guess this is the last time I'm wearing these motherfuckers.
Dude.
Yeah,
You know, maybe if
30-day
you would have
return
done
policy?
the blue tank top and like a white hat, so you can at least say I've got the red, white, and blue going.
Yeah.
Then maybe we could work with it. But
All right,
you know.
next time for sure. But for now, I need to keep these on, otherwise I can't see shit.
Yeah,
So
I
you
hear
guys are
ya.
stuck with it for now. So Ray, he is part of Hero Offroad, which is Armando is part of the charity that Armando runs. So Ray, tell us a little bit about what you do with Hero.
So kind of a little bit of everything, I guess. So back about 10, 11 years ago, really involved with the Red Rock four-wheelers, Jeep Safari, and stuff like that. And I saw a lot of the charity events that they were doing with the Willing for Tatas, the cancer and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? We need to really get veterans involved and whatnot. So we started putting together the Patriot Crawl. That's where I got to meet you, Gabe, as well as many of the others in the off-road industry. We started doing it. Armando jumped on board, started sponsoring, and I was like, man, this thing's growing. I may need to look at doing a 501c3, doing it nationwide, getting involved. And Armando and I just started talking and said, you know what, let's team up. Let's start working together. Let's start putting on events. And here we are. So, yeah, been doing it now, 10, 11 years now? I think, or I think
no,
we're getting ready to
next
go.
year. Next year
Yep.
is the 10th year of the Patriot Crawl. Is what
Wow.
I can surmise from Facebook history.
Good thing for Facebook, right? Those memories. that
Yeah,
pop up.
yeah. Because I ain't gonna remember shit.
And my
That's
wife
a good
quit keeping count, so I the next thing is Facebook. So
Yeah, if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't remember my wedding anniversary. So
I know, right? Honey, I love you if you're watching.
yeah.
Yeah, but Facebook also brings up bad memories too, so it ain't that good.
Yeah, true.
Well, yeah. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris looks at it like, oh, fuck, that was the first wedding. Oh, shit, that was the second wedding. Oh, this was a great day. This is the divorce day.
Divorce
Those are all
number 2
good
day.
days. Taking out the trash. That's what we call that, taking out the trash.
Are you I just got to make sure that those memories are blocked,
Right.
and as they come up, it's delete.
Exactly. Repress those memories.
I wish that when you push the delete button, they actually got deleted.
Yeah.
It never happened.
You just
Just
go
like
back to the
Zuckerberg's
original
working on
post
that.
and just delete
Like,
it.
I would need Armando's backhoe if I was to really truly delete it.
Did you just
I
call me
need
a
a big
hoe?
bucket. Big bucket.
Yeah.
It's a deep hole.
It's a deep
There's a
hole.
lot to put in there.
As I mentioned earlier, Armando was out of town last week, and it was for a really good reason, right?
Yeah, so we did our Hooks for Healing trip. This is our second year doing this. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Ray got me hooked on tuna fishing, and after the first year, he's like, "Hey, how about we did a trip for Hero, and we take a bunch of guys, and we take veterans, active duty service members, and we take them fishing." Like the trip of a lifetime type of fishing that people don't just get to go on all the time. And my initial thought was Hero Offroad. How the fuck am I going to spin this? So
I like complicating things. So.
yeah. So I looked through and combed the bylaws and clearly there's not any roads when you go fishing. So you're off-road. And then I started looking at everything else that was part of our mission statement and everything. And it just says outdoor adventures. So that kind of opened up so we can do this. The nice thing with this trip, this is our second one. And we're able to take, I think we did 17 last year. We had 19 this year, veterans with us. But that's who we took as part of participants. We also had other veterans that were on the boat, and of the 26 on the boat, there was only 3 that hadn't served, and I was one of them. So it was pretty phenomenal to go on that boat and see what that group does. It's been 2 years in a row, and we've just had incredible fishing, incredible company. I'm gonna get all choked up here, but
This is where you take over, Ray.
I'm going to get choked up. I've already got water in my eyes. Like I called Armando on my way home, and I was like, "Hey, have you seen some of the posts that've been coming from individuals?" And I mean, one of them, they're selling stuff to make ends meet, and here we come in there. We offer them a free trip. They're able to spend 2 days with veterans. And I mean, you've been on these veteran trips, you see how they gravitate. And when they're stopped and we've got free time, they're bullshitting. It's family. It's that brotherhood that most people stay in the military for, and they're able to renew that. And it just, I mean, I called Armando and I was like crying as I'm talking to him. I'm like, holy shit, like, look at what we're doing, the impact. And just simple things and random generators drawing these people. And it's like, you know what? There's some divine hand or, whatever that knows who people need help. And here we are, we're providing it for them. And it just randomly picked them and we're able to, enrich their lives. So I'm sure I'm going to tear up at some point on this. I apologize. But
yeah. It's not so much the activity that we're taking them to do. It is the community that comes and you take a group of 26 people that are mostly strangers you have a hard time getting them to intermingle and actually start to interact. Before we even got on the boat, we already had everyone together laughing and joking and hyped over the trip. We had a couple people that got redrawn from previous years. They just signed up and just got the luck of the draw and hit on this year. Sean Palestrini actually got drawn again for a second trip. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Imagine that. Just imagine that.
So he got he stepped up huge and gave his spot away to a young kid out in Colorado that was
Nice.
having some demons, and
That's
this
Sean
kid
for ya.
was kind of turned around and it was, like I said, there was a number of stories of guys that were just in bad spots, and this trip was going to be a life changer for them. We've already had the stories from last year, the people that were changed. Bree, who helps us and comes out and does some of this stuff, is like fanatical about some of this, the change that she's gone through. Like I said, we had a few stories that just come up, and I don't want to be too personal with people's lives and dealings, but we've had a couple that were like, hey, I've just been having a hard time with life, and my brain's not working the way I want it to be, and I'm feeling a little left out or something, or hurting for something, and you see the change, and getting the texts, the calls, the emails, post, saying thank you for this. I really needed this. It was 2 days of more than just fishing. It was the brotherhood. It was everything that happened there that we were able to bring together and make happen. And it was nuts. With an older guy, it wasn't older, he's probably younger than me, but he said he should have died 3 years ago from cancer. And he's on borrowed time, and tuna fishing was on his bucket list. And I didn't even know this. It was like one of those things that we find out on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy fuck! Like, how do we get that? And even I can't even like try to like use that story to promote the trip. It's just part of what the trip is that people don't see behind the scenes. That one of the reasons that Ray and I just keep doing this. I mean, we've brought in people to help and gotten little help and then no help, and then finally right now it's Ray and I. Basically, everyone that was on our board of directors got asked to step down earlier this year because we were having a lack of interaction. So Ray and I are just taking things by the reins and making some changes. We know the episode we had earlier with some funds and other events that are happening, and Doug from Outlaws and has stepped up huge with their trail days and help fill some voids. We have some other things we're working on. I finally heard back from the lady and Uncle Nearest. So,
nice.
So as soon as I start getting some time and some date and some of that stuff together, she's talking about going out and having a visit with her. So I might send you up there to go see her, Gabe.
Okay.
So it's like all these different things that are changing for us, and the anticipation, the everything that goes into it, the worry. Like Ray and I will go like to talk without talking for like a month and a half, and then all of a sudden we're just talking like every day, sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day, and that's kind of like the lead into the trip, and then after there's like the post is just like, oh my god, like this is nuts, like what this is, what's happening here. So,
and it's like Armando said, incredible to hear the stories and stuff like that. I mean, I spent 28 years in the military, and to be able to continue to be involved and to help other people. I retired as a first sergeant, so my main job with the military is to make sure that the morale was incredible. So it's just amazing to still see this and be part of it. And I mean, to not take any money. And that's one of the biggest things that here sets Hero apart from others is Armando and I, everything we do is on our dime. It's on we're footing the bill. We're paying for gas. We're doing all that stuff. So 100% of the funds are going back to these vets, and to be able to come back and just spend time with them and see the smiles on their faces and the laughs and the cheers and the high fives. Like Armando said, the taking 20 plus guys and putting them on a 30 by 80 foot boat and say, here you go, make it work for 2 days and don't kill each other is an amazing feat. So, and the personalities and the type A personalities and all that stuff just goes out the door. It's just like, you know what? We're here. We're working as a unit and as a group, which is what the military taught us. So,
yeah. How many different branches were represented?
All five.
All
Nice.
five.
We did actually 6 because we get National Guard in there. So we get 6, but our Army National Guard. So I mean, we can about that, but yeah. So we have 6. If you separate the National Guard out, then you have 6. We just didn't have Space Force, but those guys have their own yachts, so
yeah.
With us. So fishing, the fishing. Getting on the boat. So there's this anticipation of getting on the boat and what are we doing? What are we fishing for? How are we gonna approach this? So we get on the boat and the boat even left late because they came in late and we didn't push out till about 8:30, 8:45. Stop at the bait tank, and then everyone just hung out on board, started just getting to know each other, hanging out, talking, going over, setting gear up, and then it was rack time early, because we were expecting an early morning to get up and start fishing, a whole day of fishing. So about 5 o'clock, I'm up. Old man got to pee. I'm up and I run upstairs and no one's fishing yet. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm early. I go pee and I come back down and get ready and go up, have some breakfast. By the way, our the chef on the boat is a veteran also. And he was very adamant about being the cook on this trip, if not coming on and fishing with us, because he wanted to see what this group was about. And his smiles and his feedback was great too. So Lance, thank you. Yes. But we started fishing about 6 a.m. We had a couple spots. We got a couple fish came over. Then they've left. Stop, another stop. A couple fish came over. All right, let's leave. Another stop, about 14 came over. And then about 11 o'clock, we hit another spot, and I think another 20 came over, or 25 came over. And then we hit this one spot, and then it was just on. It was just mayhem. It was just bait, fish, pull, gaff, front of the boat, back of the boat. Everywhere you walk was just bloody from the fish coming out of the rail, and everywhere they're stacked up there.
There's a term in tuna fishing called bloody decks, and we literally had the bloody decks. So.
Nice.
There's so many fish coming over that the deck hands hurry and dispose of them. They have a little tool that they stick in their brains, knock them out, or take care of them, dispose of them. And then they're sitting there because there's other fish that are coming over. So it is complete mayhem and just pandemonium going on throughout that whole boat. So
yeah, and this went on till about 3:45. The captain gets on the megaphone, and he's like, "All right, if you're not fighting a fish, pull your lines in. We're at limit." And we were like, "Holy hell!" It was like 3:45 p.m. We've been fishing for 10 hours. So by the time everyone got all the fish in the boat, it was right about 4 o'clock, which beat last year, which we thought was unbeatable. Amazing. By a half an hour. Last year we were limited out at 4:30. This year we limited out at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna say over the rail was 4 o'clock as our limit out. So we were half an hour earlier limiting. The nice thing about
last year we started fishing early.
We probably finished early. It was probably a longer day of fishing, but we stopped 4:30 last year and 4:00 this year.
Yeah.
The great thing about limiting that first day is it creates an even tighter bond. These guys have all been on the rail. They've all been up and over, under and over. These guys have been chasing fish up and down the rail, rod tips up, back and around. I think we had maybe 2 or 3 tangles the entire trip. And this was with fish on the line, all live bait. We didn't jig once. So if you know live bait, you throw a live fish on and you let it swim. Well, sometimes the fish doesn't just go out. Sometimes the fish just tangles up and screws everyone up. So when you're doing live bait, you have a tendency to have more tangles than you do with jigging. But we had probably 2 or 3, and it was only because we had a fish that just shot across here and there, and it just tangled people up. But no tangles. Everyone worked together. That night was like a huge weight off of everyone's shoulders. I think there was a couple of bottles that were snuck on the boat that might have been drank that night. There was a bottle of tequila and a bottle of Jack that were on the boat that everyone was passing around, and it was just this victory, like we won a war type of victory. And that creates such a strong bond, and it changes mentally how these guys react and how they actually open up and start to deal with some of the feelings that they don't know how to express or even deal with. And to see that, it's like this giant win. It's this adrenaline pump that they've probably been missing for years since they've been out.
Well, that's good.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that night was great. I went to bed. I was done. I had a fish that kicked my ass, and it wasn't even a big fish. It just kicked my ass. I went to bed, and then they stayed up. A few guys stayed up, and they went trolling for makos. They pulled a couple makos over. There was a big blue shark and a bunch of smaller blue sharks around that they hooked the blue shark and they cut it off. But it was some cool night fishing and shenanigans.
So really quick, how do you get a hook out of a shark's mouth? Besides very carefully.
Very carefully. Usually it'll side hook out of it. If not, you just cut the line and you leave the hook there and you just kill the shark. But like that 300 pounder, you're just cutting line. The shark's going to go through. The hook will rust out fairly quickly. They're not designed to last forever.
So
it is.
Did you only have like tags or something for tuna? You couldn't keep the sharks.
Oh no, we kept the 2 makos. The blue,
okay.
No one. The makos, no. The mako there's 2. I actually have a couple steaks that I brought home from.
Nice.
The deckhands caught him, and one of the guys caught him, and they just chopped them up. And I think one of the guys said he'd take it home, and then he's like, "Hey, you want some pieces of this mako?" And he gave me a couple pieces to try. So I brought a couple of those steaks home.
Shark is good eating.
Yeah, I'm excited to try this. Man, I don't think I've ever had mako. I've had thresher and a couple other different types of shark, but I don't think I've ever really had mako. So, dude, that's like.
But we have a 2-day licenses, so we can target other fish, or we can bring other fish overboard if they happen to come on the lines.
Yeah,
it just so happens that you have a limit for tuna, though. That's the only thing.
Well, it's targeting. Yeah, no,
well, that's what we're.
Our target species was bluefin tuna. So okay. Bluefin tuna, you have 2 a day per person, and then you have 2 days of a license, so you have 4 tuna per person on the boat. So 26 times 4 is 104. Plus the crew after we limited out. The crew's like, oh, we want to fish. So the crew has licenses too, so they can bring in their 4. So then it became a competition of which one of the crew and then the captain was out there trying to reel in a fish first, and it was, I don't know if they had a side bed or if they were just bragging rights on the boat, but it was fun. Everyone was out there screaming and yelling and cheering. I got to gaff a tuna and throw it over the rail, which was pretty cool.
I was throwing bait up there, so we literally took on the roles of the crew, and everything as we're fishing, they're always saying, keep your lines tight and do this, make sure you're shuffling and moving and keeping that line in front of you. So it was just mayhem for 15 minutes where they were getting that back from all of these veterans and and then yelling at them and stuff. And they were just smiling and they're eating it up. They're like, I can't do it. You need to help me, please. Like, they were just playing into it. I've got some video that will get posted on the site, but it was just that 10, 15 minutes was probably my favorite thing in the whole trip.
Yeah,
just,
and it
just watching.
Yeah, it just it lightened up everything. And like I said, that night was incredible. We woke up the next morning and it was like, all right, well, we can't fish bluefin anymore. What do we do? So we just cruised kelp patties and buoys, and we hit on yellowtail. We got a couple spots. A couple came over, and then we hit one spot, and it was mayhem again. It was just bloody deck again. It was just, and they're a little smaller than a tuna, so the deckhands are busy. There was a point where I felt like 20 fish were on lines, if not more.
Oh, easily.
And it was like it seemed like everyone had a fish on the line at one point. And it was a deckhand just flip it over the boat. They're light enough you can flip those over the boat. So I'm just like flipping over the boat, and it comes on, hook up, tagging your number on it, throwing a well, and we got another 61 yellowtail the next day, and we only fished till 2 p.m. They actually only really started about 11. We had about 3 hours of fishing. We pulled in like 60. It was 61 was our tally for yellowtail. And then that 3-hour ride home was just elation. He had another great day, and these guys were. It started to get a little emotional that it was over and we were going back, but it was the good emotion. It was a lot of thanks, a lot of wows, a lot of relief. The stories of this has been something I wanted to do my entire life, and this is like a dream for me to do this, and those are the ones just like I'm lucky enough to be able to do it. Ray's introduced me to come to that, and I've made time to go out and do it on my own because it's something I want to do. It's something I've learned to love, and to be able to bring those 19 guys out there and girl. We did have one female.
Can't forget her.
Yeah, she's a guy. she's got the biggest. She's got the biggest sailor mouth on the freaking boat. So, to be able to do that and share that love, and for us to do that is become a great thing. And Ray and I just like, even when he, like I said, when he called me, Ray's dad's your dad's 75.
Yeah, 75.
75 years old, came on, and I'll let you tell what you called and told me about your dad. And so Ray is Ray Knight Carter the fourth, which I didn't know. I've known Ray for 10 years.
Here we go.
I didn't know he was the fourth. and then I heard, oh yeah, it's Ray Knight Carter the third is his dad, and I'm like, well, how the fuck am I going to differentiate the two? He's all, just call him the Colonel. I'm like, all right, he's Colonel. so everyone called him the Colonel. It's just the Colonel. He's just the Colonel. And go ahead, Ray.
Well, like Armando said, my dad, 75, spent 28 years active duty, Green Beret, worked in the Pentagon under the Special Forces, just been in a lot of shit. Vietnam, and growing with divorced parents, it's really the first true event that I was able to do, other than Disney and doing shit like that as a kid and stuff. So I was ecstatic. And my dad having some health issues and stuff like that, as we were on our way back, he's like, "Son, I appreciate this." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "It let me know that I can still do hard things." Reeling in a 25 or 30 or 40 pound tuna is one thing. Doing it when the boat's rocking, doing it when you're left-handed and then he's on a right-hand reel, trying to keep the stamina. He's like, I felt like I was dwindling in life. I felt like I was regressing. And he's like, I realize that I can still do hard things. I can still do the stuff that I want and live and be part of. And I was like, holy shit, like, here's somebody that personally now I'm attached to, not just the veteran side of thing, but have that personal connection of somebody that I literally just changed his life. Like, he's going back to the villages. He's probably hanging out with all the retirees right now, all the pretty women that are single and whatnot. So Colonel, I live it up, but to have him just tell me that and just to say, son, you changed my life, just floored me. Like, and on the way home from Vegas, we stayed in there. I dropped him off at the airport. He flew out of Vegas. And so we spent a day just kind of hanging out and going over the trip. And I had to call Armando. I'm just like, holy shit, my feelings are going crazy. I got to talk to somebody, because I didn't do this to get anything back, but here it is, giving me tenfold, 100-fold. And it blew my mind. So I'm sorry. Here's the little tears and stuff like that. But I hope it's okay that big men can cry and whatnot,
sure.
and stuff like that.
100%.
But it's changing my life. This whole thing is changing my life, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing. So.
Have you had any reports?
You
back
weren't supposed to bring that up, Armando. Shit.
Hey, this goes to the story. It's more than just what we're doing. It's more than just, hey, we're going fishing. Everyone go, oh, you just took guys fishing. But no, it's more than that. And that's what I think we have a hard time expressing and pushing out. So when there's sponsors or people that want to help and understand what's helping, this is all that you do. That every little dollar that you sent send to us, that either at an event or through an event or buying merchandise, which we will have more for sale here soon on our website. Donations that you do, everything's a 501c3. So your corporation, your business needs a write-off at the end of the year. Think about sending money to us, because this is what this funds. This funds all of that. It's very similar to what we see at Patriot Crawl on the off-road side of things. That is one of our givebacks, where every veteran and active duty member, service member, just signs up and shows up, and we just figure out how we're going to make it all work together out there. But I have the same feelings when I see all those guys, the families come that trip too, and to see the families see it, or have a wife go, you don't know how much this means to see him happy like this. And so I keep doing it. I mean, we're, what is it, 2012? So we're going to be 12 years since the organization started, and it's not going anywhere. I can only see next year getting bigger, getting better, doing more, bringing in some other sponsors that want to help us do this stuff. We brought in Mark Rojas, who is the general manager at Turner's Outdoorsman in West Covina, California, on the trip. And I don't think he's ever been on a fishing trip like that. He was just amazed at how that group held together, pulled together, and did everything together. And that is something that as a sponsor, when we say, hey, sponsor, you can come on the trip, that you get to see firsthand what exactly you're doing with this when we ask for the sponsorships to come in. So we have a few select
And
sponsor
this was a
spots.
guy that's and Marcus goes on 5-6 of these type of trips every year, and with him coming up and saying, "Wow, I just thought this was going to be a nilly willy, but this was completely organized. It was amazing watching just the organization and how you guys flowed." He's like, we need to do more of this.
So how much would that trip cost the organization? So people can get a grasp of, like, how many trips it'll take or to raise money to do a trip like that more often.
That trip, boat, rental gear, licenses, food we cover is about $26,000.
Wow.
So roughly about $1,000 a person that it cost us to
do it, and then we do sponsorship spots. Last year or this year, we did sponsorship spots that allowed you to basically cover a spot and then a veteran. So it helps us not have to raise as much money on our own. We actually have a few sponsors that come in and help us out. So it's not like we had to put a check out for $26,000. I think after sponsorships and everything, it still cost us $19,000.
Yeah. Well, it just gives an idea of, like for what we're doing in September with Outlaw doing the trail riding, because we've had to come up with a new idea to raise money in the off-road side because of certain reasons. It just sort of gauges us an idea of how much we need to pull throughout the year to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, for that, for other smaller fundraising, so we got I got a call to do there's an event at S'more, the Crawl of the Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, they reached out to us and they're putting us as the organization, nonprofit charitable organization that's going to receive their donations. So we have that popped up. So
who's running that one?
It's a organization, the Ozarks, one of the off-road clubs in the Ozarks. Okay. What is it?
When is that, Armando?
It's Crawl the Ozarks is just an organization.
Is that event in October?
It's in actually September 6th and 7th at S'more.
I thought it was around the same time as we're doing ours.
Yeah, probably the same time. So there's a couple different things. So if you're Chris, but if anyone else is unaware, Outlaw Offroad is doing a trail days, and we've partnered with Doug Langford, is the CEO owner of the Outlaw Offroad brand, and he has the shops that throughout the country, and they're doing this event, and your ticket is you donate to us. So we've created a ticket on our website, so the funds go directly to us. So we manage the funds. It doesn't get funneled through anyone's pocket. It just goes directly to us. And I'm sending the list of the orders back to Doug and to Caleb to process, make sure everyone is up and paid and has their documentation set up. And it just goes directly to us. There's no outside parties. There's no whatever. So while Outlaw's not making any money doing it, it's going to raise probably from what I calculate based on the number of people that we said are coming, it should raise about $20,000, which would cover a trip for next year.
Yep.
So definitely, if you have an off-road shop or a business or an event that you'd like to find a worthy charitable organization that is in good standings with the IRS and everywhere else. We have rankings on GuideStar and a few other areas because I make sure that the counting is right and the numbers are right and the filings are right and everything is up in order. Reach out to either me or to Ray or to the Hero Offroad website or Facebook, Instagram channels, and we'll be glad to talk about some sort of event or anything else that helps us do more of this.
Yeah.
We would like to do 2 of these charters a year. It would give us 40 vets about per year that we could actually take and do this with. I always started this saying, I'm never going to be able to buy someone a house. I'm never going to buy someone a car. I'm never going to give them life-changing money. But I always want to do these life-changing type of events that make you stop, think, have the brotherhood, and be able to enjoy life and understand that there's more to life out there that will keep your head in intact and keep you away from the bad shit.
Yeah.
And we all know the bad shit happens. There's 22 plus, I think there's now 25 a day that they're saying veterans that take their lives. So number's not going down because it was 22 a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
I can speak firsthand. I've always been, it's never going to happen to me. It's never going to happen to me. And next thing I know, I'm going down a path that if it wasn't for my wife, I might have been a statistic. So it's, you never know when it's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to hit. It's just making sure you have the resources and the people out there and to hopefully overcome some of these demons and whatnot. So it's a slippery slope, and it happens quick.
Well, I'm happy.
Yep.
I'm happy to see that you guys are doing some mending and you're helping others mend.
Yep.
And there's going to be future people that are going to just look for this, and they're going to want. They're not going to want to take their lives. They're going to want to continue fighting. They're going to want to continue being a father or a husband or whatever it might
Well, and
be.
it's,
A
So-
daughter, a son. It's
Mother.
it's everything. It's every little piece that they don't think about that they're going to miss or it's going to miss them, and you get put in a hole, and it sucks.
well, and with Hero, when we had those racers with Roland McKee, we put racers in the seats, and they have the fire suit, they have that helmet that has their name on it, and Hero Offroad and stuff, and the intent was to have them look at stuff to let them know that, hey, there's more out there. There's people that care about me. There's things, and it's just a little thing on their wall that they get to take home with them. Well, obviously they don't get to take home any material type stuff other than they get to fill their bellies with this, but the pictures and stuff that necessarily you don't get in the race car, they're able to take those videos and that type of stuff and those memories and literally the same type of stuff as I'm sure you all do as you're scrolling through your phone and you're like, oh shit, I remember that. And it brings back that memory and you're just like, fuck yeah, that was badass. And it's just amazing. I could say that 100 times, 1,000 times, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, and this whole fishing side, this Hooks for Healing side of Hero, is a way for us to canvas way more and do more with less money. And we put a guy in a race car. It can be 10 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This way you can spread it over a lot more people.
So
Absolutely.
we can actually reach way
More bang for
more
a buck.
and help way more with more bang for the buck doing this type of stuff. It's a reason that Patriot Crawl is as hard as it is to keep and organize and run through Patriot Crawl to keep that going. It is still worth every minute of time that we do that for, and to keep that going, so that the Patriot Car will never die until I die. And that may not be long. Who knows?
Let's get we're the same age, right?
Is the cholesterol still high?
Whew.
Cholesterol.
It drops after these events.
So, but yes, so definitely for all our sponsors, all the supporters. For 13 years, there's a list, a long list. We have some new sponsors coming that should really change how we do some things and help do other things. Looking at some more events. And a lot of changes will happen in 2025 for us, for fundraising side to outreach side to making sure that we're able to fund. And like I said, my goal for next year is to fund 2 trips, and get 40 people out, plus the whatever we get at Patriot Crawl.
Fundraisers there.
Are we losing?
What happened there?
What's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got really loud and then really low.
Oh, sorry. I'm out in Idaho working my way home. I had to do some work up here today, so I apologize.
Well, we know your time's short right now, so we'll go ahead and let you go. And
yeah, I'll take off. I appreciate it, and love you guys. I appreciate everything you do and helping us out.
Safe travels.
No problem.
Thank you, brother.
Mr. Ray Knight Carter the Fourth.
Fourth.
Hey, you know you guys fought a war to get away from England, and you still call yourselves the third, the fourth. Unbelievable.
Firstborn son is what I was told. So
we might want to add a sir at the beginning of that. Just Sir Ray Knight Carter the Fourth.
My wife for my birthday did give me something, so I legitimately have that sir on my plaque up above the fireplace.
So which
Sir Raymond Knight Carter the Fourth. Thanks, gentlemen. Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Ray.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
God. I was just about to ask him too, like, where are you right now? Because you're in a hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer. Where are you?
Well, he lives in Utah, and
okay.
Yeah, he lives just south of Salt Lake and near Payson.
Lucky
Utah.
him.
Well, that was good stuff. I'm glad to hear that there's a lot of healing going on, and there's a lot of success coming from this. So, congratulations, Armando.
Yes.
I can't
crying.
do this without everyone else. It is something that I get to do. It's not something I have to do. Something I get to do.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I enjoy it.
Well, I guess we'll end this episode on that note, and let everyone know again where they can donate.
HeroOffroad.org is our website. You can also find us on Facebook, Hero Offroad, and Instagram, Hero Offroad. I should have. I'm hoping everything arrives tomorrow. I've been waiting for some new stuff to add to the website for fundraising off the site to be able to raise funds on our own a little more. So have some cool UPF 50 fishing shirts, some more t-shirts and designs we've been working on. So we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline that
What about some hats, Armando?
grow. I have hats coming.
Nice.
I actually have like 6 styles of hats that we're doing.
Cool.
I'm looking at different patches. So now we have not only the Hero Offroad logo, we also have the Hooks for Healing logo that will always work together.
Cool.
So we have both sides to work out and to be able to push fundraising on.
Nice.
And then Outlaw Off-Road, shout out to those guys for putting together their event. That's going to be happening in quite a few weeks. And then
I'll be there.
You'll be there?
I'll be there.
Wow, you're gonna make that drive? That's a long drive.
It's 4 hours, bro.
It's only 4 hours?
Yeah, man.
Holy shit! I might
Dude.
jump in that ride with you.
Man, I drive all the way to freaking Utah. This is around the corner.
Yeah, 4 hours. I might walk.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, really.
Oh my!
Or you might have to push the Jeep.
I think it might be 2 tanks of fuel. That's it.
I could roller skate there.
2? Are you sure it's not 3?
No, it's 2. I get 230 miles to a tank, so I think when I get there, it'll be the 3rd, so I can go wheel. So
Right on.
yeah, it should be a good day. We've the other thing to mention too is, we've got vendors coming out with us too, so it's like a mini EJS on the East Coast where you can go riding with vendors and manufacturers, which will be fun.
So I think
We've got Revolution, Steer Smarts, I think, is coming.
Revolution Gear, Steer Smarts, the LED guy.
Redeemed
LED
Yep.
is coming. I think Jonathan Bauman from
Yes.
Torque Wheels is coming.
Yes. Yeah, Jonathan's
So
coming out. Yeah, there's a few.
So
It should be interesting.
should be a few vendors out there to round out everything and make it a great event.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
It's
Nice.
one of one so far, but I'm guessing there's going to be more.
Hey, Doug, if you're watching this in time, if you need any entertainment, let me know and I'll come out and sing. I'll bring a banjo,
I'll come break dance.
my harmonica.
A banjo and a harmonic.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's my new Steve Martin act.
It's close to Kentucky. Isn't Tennessee
Obviously
the
kidding.
harmonica and banjos Kentucky? It's 98.
Yeah, it's pretty close to Kentucky.
Dude, it's 98,000 acres out there. You're bound to find some weird shit.
Yeah. Is that your first time going to Windrock?
This will be okay. So this will be my 3rd time. First time was in the daylight. The second time was at nighttime. Apparently, I'm leading a trail. I've only been on it once, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we might get lost.
Can't wait to hear the stories.
Oh my god. Well, I'm taking the beginners, so it's going to be hilarious.
Oh, so you don't have to worry about your steering box breaking.
What the? My name's not Jake.
Oh no! What broken?
No.
what-
Okay, I'll get you. It's
Yeah.
well, no, you are not to come. You're the bad.
I'm not
luck.
the bad luck. I'm
You
not
are
the
the
bad
bad
luck.
It'll be gears.
Every time you've come out on the
Gears.
trip, someone's broken something. You're not allowed to come, Gabe. You can stay home.
It's because
I
I
was so
make
close
people.
to come pick you up.
It's because I make people take the hard line, and they're like, "Okay,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But,
all right, everyone. Well, again, go donate to Hero Offroad and
yes.
help the cause. And then
Dig
if
deep,
you're
guys.
available, go purchase a ticket to join that trail ride and meet Chris,
Yeah.
meet the guys from Outlaw, and meet up with some of those sponsors that are going to be there.
Like, how can you not help support Armando? Look at him.
I know.
Like,
Look at him.
How could you not?
Cheesy smile and all.
Yeah. It's easy to make you cry when you give money to Hero. And he does some really stupid shit for it too.
Yeah.
I've done some very stupid shit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I froze my nuts off in a lake in Colorado.
Yeah, you've had your beard shaved off.
I've had my beard shaved off.
With sparkly pants on.
I've had sparkly pants on.
Yep.
Yeah, I've kind of laid all out there.
That's it.
Yep.
It's
That's why we do it. It's because we love you, Armando.
It's my love for what this brings and what I get to see from the back end. Looking forward to these guys and girls and
Yep.
families and all of that. So again, Trail Days, Winter Rock Park, Oliver Springs, Tennessee, September 12th to 14th. If you haven't already, check out the Outlaw Off-Road website, and it'll link back to our website, so you can register on the Outlaw Off-Road website and then come and pay your entrance fee to our website. I know there's still some spots available.
They're going quick though. There's not many
It
left.
is a first come first serve, so get your ass out there and buy those spots. The Ozarks is the week before, in at S'more in southern Missouri off-road. And that's Crawl the Ozarks, and it's going to be September 6th and 7th at S'more. So look up Crawl the Ozark. Ugh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn, dude.
Crawltheozarks.com. Jesus.
Someone's got a speech impediment.
Or a rum impediment.
All right,
Okay.
everyone. Thanks for listening. You have a good night.
Ciao.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.